Hmm. What's up, Guaro? Oh, all the troops. This guy's locked in. Okay. Fair. I'll provide some insight. I think that will help. Hmm. Where are you from? Canada, brother. What's up, Singh? How are you, brother? Guaro Aldrich, my man. Probably gonna take all-time highs before it goes to the daily fair value gap, brother, because it's already there. After the all-time high, yeah, it's possible. It's never gonna be the best thing to short all-time highs, but how did you trade yesterday? It was a win yesterday. We'll wait for some more people, then we'll cover what I'm looking for. I didn't schedule the thing. Whoever suggested that, it was really smart. I should always just try to schedule it. What's up, Dragon? How are you, brother? Oh, man. Um, my TikTok up as well. What's the game plan? I'm gonna cover it. Just gonna wait a little bit for more people to join, and I'll cover what I'm looking for. And so Gore actually took a trade. I mean, bro, beautiful. Breaker block, liquidity swept to the relative equal highs, bro. This is amazing. That's literally the perfect unicorn setup. Um, yeah, bro, amazing. Exactly. Gold is very bullish. I wouldn't try to fight it too much. Like we could take all-time highs and then go to the daily fair value gap. But when you're at all-time highs, it's kind of a different story because it's. Can you do 1440? I don't think you can. I think they cap it at. Let me search it up. Actually, I don't know. I don't think you actually can. Oh, maybe I can. I can try. I'll try to do that next time. I would do this. Whatever. I'll try that, brother. What's up, Guru? Guru's been killing it. Oh, what's up? I forgot to look at the TikTok chat. What's up, brother? Got some familiar faces from TikTok. It's nice as always. You think Tuesday low of week? Yeah, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll cover the buys and I'll cover what I think's gonna happen in like 1 or 2 minutes. But for the most part, I'm bearish today. For now, let's look at the weekly fair value gap on ES, and there's also these like relative equal lows on the daily chart, and I think ES has 4 equal lows, 3 equal lows right here. So the weekly fair value gap or the daily fair value gap, at least the volume imbalance, I'd say. Weekly power of 3, right? So if you're bullish week on the higher time frame, I want to see manipulation lower. So Tuesday low week, Wednesday low week, possibly. That would be nice. Um, cool. Let me pop up this talk chat. This is cool, bro. How they make it like transparent and. Can you guys hear me on TikTok? What's up, Ace? I got my phone, so I don't have to use my phone as my webcam anymore. That's a nice fucking Koala came in clutch with that. Alright, so let's cover the game plan. There's probably enough people here. Good morning, Mr. Gaddy. What's up, brother? Jello, how are you? Um, the SMT is at the lows or highs? So these are the top step accounts. So still nothing's changed. It's the exact same. Today, again, our only objective is to follow the model 100%. The first part of the model is to read this. So let's read it. You do not have to put a trade on. No trade is a win. All right, we don't have to trade today. Do not feel entitled to being correct, right? Right now we're looking for shorts. Just assume that it doesn't have to play out. Risk management will carry you. Today we're going to try to risk 200, just as always. Patience will lead to higher probability trades. You got to be patient. Find your setup. Find my setup. Losses are opportunities to improve. Do not let them be more. I'm pretty good with this for the most part. And then do not focus on the money. Focus on the candle. So don't worry the fact that we're in drawdown $200. Take a trade and do what the candles tell you to do. All right, let's make it happen, boys. So bias, I'm bearish. I'm bearish simply because ES I think wants to go to the weekly volume imbalance at least, and weekly fair value gap. I think we can definitely get there. On top of that, it's pretty much like, look at the equal lows. I'll show you guys on the 4-hour. It's pretty clean. These lows haven't been taken. These equal lows haven't been taken. So I really do think we're gonna come here and take out those lows. And then from there, maybe higher prices throughout the week. But that's something you have to analyze after. I think we're gonna go to the weekly fair value gap for now. That's my drawn liquidity. As for NASDAQ, we could maybe get to previous week's low. There's probably going to be an SMT there. Previous week's low is quite far, but like I said, we marked out these daily equal lows a while ago. What's up? No one asked. Wait. And we'll probably get there. So the one thing we need to do before we do all this is mark out the new day opening gap for Tuesday. Previously it was up here, but today it's not. What's up, MXM? How are you, brother? What's up, Ace? Let's go back, mark out the new day opening gap, and then we'll be ready. Just wait for we'll go to the 15-minute chart and we'll mark out some key levels or just talk about them. So the new day opening gap is right here. So that's your end dog low. Next candle, well, actually it's your high. Next candle opened up right there. This candle closed right here. So end dog high for Tuesday, 22. We'll mark out the end dog low. We took another, no, bro. I only trade past 9:30 personally. Oh, you talking about that? Let's see. Yep, we have not taken anything. I mean, I previously load like I'd expect the minimum. We have an SMT there right now, but I think they're gonna go there. So look at the 50, you know, let's go on the 4-hour before we do anything. So you can see the relative equal lows here. You can see the relative equal lows here. You can see the sell side over here, and then you can see these relative equal lows here. So we're gonna mark those out with green lines. Are you living off trading? It's been 8 to 9 months and I'm focusing. I'm at the break-even stage. Not really. I'm living off my savings and just kind of side jobs. But hopefully, if we can get a payout on these accounts, we can start to make some good, consistent money. Right. Right now, it's not that consistent either. 1 hour. Daily equal lows are there. All right. So, look the hourly again. You live alone? Nope. Live with my parents. In Canada, nobody lives alone, brother. It's not possible. Okay, very simple. So Asia highs, London highs. I would have preferred. And today when we trade, well, someone told me I should show the money. I'll show the money. Yeah, I'm looking for sells, but honestly, I would have preferred this to be manipulated up here. Now, we still manipulated above true day open. We just did not take out Asia highs. So there's that. In terms of a model, right, we're going to want to see if this 50-minute fair value gap can give us a short. That's pretty much it. There's a 15-minute breaker. We already tapped in. It doesn't even need to manipulate any higher. Now when I'm trading, I aim to not lose money instead of making money. What you should aim for, brother, in my opinion, is improving your trading or just following your system. When you make a system that can make you money, and you know that by backtest or demo or whatever, and then all you need to do is follow it. Don't think about I need to make this much or I can't lose this much. That's when shit goes south. For real. It'll manipulate the highs. I don't know if we're gonna come all the way up here. I want to see it come here though for sure. This is my drawn liquidity for now. Think we can take out yesterday's low. How much are you up for the year? I got 3 payouts in total, and if you're including stocks, probably like 10K. If you're including stocks, but from just payouts alone, it was 3,000 US. Yeah, 3,000 US. Took one $2,000 payout and two $500 payouts. Don't focus on the money. It's your rule. Stick with the points. Exactly, brother. Today, all we want to do is follow the model. That's it. I don't care about what happens today, as long as I can say, all right, at the end of the day, we followed the model. That's my only goal this week. I didn't even set the goal for me forever. I just want to say, all right, this week, let's keep it a small goal for us. Let's end the week and just say, all right, we followed the model. Nice. That's it. And then let's see what happens at the end of the week, you know? So far, yesterday was good. We took a nice win. We didn't hold the trade as much as I wanted to, but it's good. So 930 is going to open here in a little bit. We're going to have a pretty big opening range gap. See if we can get to like 50% maybe, and then shorts. So this is going to be your org low. And then we'll mark out org open, which will be somewhere over there probably, right? Oh, that's right. That's your org high, and then yeah, I'm tripping. That's going to be a big org gap. Yeah. So where can we manipulate up to? It's possible. Let's see. We can definitely go into London's range. There is a breaker in here. We already used it. We could take out these highs, then go lower. Also possible. It is also possible. We're wrong, obviously, but if we're right, it's possible we take out London highs, maybe even Asia, get an SMT up there. But I don't really favor that much. Today, I'm more looking for a potential 930 Judas. I think that's the model that'll form for me. And then also maybe a 950. Are you watching one of my old videos? I love chess, bro. I love chess. I should start playing chess again, to be honest. I honestly felt like I was doing better. Like, oh, look at that. Beautiful. It's pretty close. Org 50. You mark out your org, guys. Org 25. And this one lines up perfectly with the, it's pretty nice. Now, we also could manipulate lower and then look for longs, and that could be potentially the low of the week. That's also a possibility. I would have favored taking the short because I'm bearish, but okay, you can see if we get a bearish fair value gap here, you know, I wouldn't even mind going short. There's your breaker. There's the tap in. This is probably gonna dump, in my opinion. I don't even think it needs to manipulate any higher than that. It's probably gonna dump right now all the way to these equal lows and then maybe the green lines. If it gives me, honestly, I forgot one of my rules. So I'm not gonna enter this. I need to see, does it need to form a fair value gap or does it need to, I'll check right now. Hey, appreciate you, Nick. What's up, my brother? So in my AMD model, I just need to see displacement forming an inversion or, so we could potentially even look to short this early on, but not even the best. We formed a bearish fair value gap maybe, but I think this is gonna dump, but I'm not gonna take this trade. But I think just based on the fact how this wicked and then we formed the breaker low, sorry, high, low, higher, high, lower, low. Use the breaker there. We have an order block. We have a little fair value gap. We didn't inverse this fair value gap though. So if I was gonna short it, I would have waited for that. But we could do that right now. Yeah, I think we'll definitely go here. And this is even a potential short. Let's say we get a close right here. Stop goes there. You'd have to break even here, but if you got it to go to those lows we were talking about, you could catch a nice trade. Let's see if we get an SMT. If we get an SMT and ES taps the bearish fair value gap, then that's good. I'd want to see it respect the 50% of that wick. If I'm gonna short this. ES tapped the bearish fair value gap. We tap 50% of the wick. This could be a potential short, 930 Judas. But we'll see. Potentially. Yep, there is an S&P previous day low, but I'm not interested in previous day low. I'm interested in the weekly fair value gap and the weekly volume imbalance. You're long? Good luck, brother. We have an S&P at the highs right here. So if we inverse this fair value gap first presentation, I will be going short using my 930 Judas swing model. If we inverse this fair value gap, I will go short on the micros. App, trading view. 20 seconds till the candle closes and it's not even short. There's bruh. I actually wanted to see the inversion there. We didn't even make it to order 25%. I feel like that's pretty bearish. I'll have to wait for a bearish fair value gap. Could always short ES, actually. If ES inverts this fair value gap, could always do that. It is the weaker asset. And we know exactly where ES is going, the weekly fair value gap, most likely at least. Yeah, we could do that actually. If ES gives an inversion here, although the 930 Judas model doesn't really apply. Well, it does, but let's see if we get the inversion on ES. See if we get the inversion on ES. So we should go and just mark some of the levels that we're looking for on the micro chart. You're bullish? Hey man, if you're bullish, you're bullish. Don't worry about me, my man. You're bullish, you're bullish. I'm personally bearish because I want to see the weekly fair value gap be hit on ES. But don't let me persuade you. It's better for you to stick to your bias. Always. I'd always recommend that. Yeah, pretty much. The 4-hour equal lows. We'll just mark it like that. 15-minute fair value gap. Obviously, we want to see that be respected. All right, so let's watch this now. And we'll switch over to this if we need to. Okay, so ES on the 1 minute is giving an inversion. It's not in sync. Like, if I'm going to short ES here, I need to see NASDAQ go lower. But bro, entering a trade for you is taking some kind of liquidity necessary. Yep, always. Pretty much always. You don't really want to enter before liquidity is taken. If these markets were in sync, I would be going short here on this bearish fair value gap. But now, I think maybe they're just gonna, it's just gonna chop in the first couple, I don't know how long, could be first 30 minutes. And then maybe 950 macro moves. Shit, I just leaked koala. No one saw that. What's up, Abdul? How are you, brother? All the boys are back. Nice to see everyone. Yep. You know, and because the markets are out of sync, you can kind of predict this choppiness. Valorant gamer. Nothing's taken right now. I'm waiting. Yeah, I was gonna short this on ES, but because Nasdaq's not in sync, it's low probability. Because Nasdaq's not in sync, it's basically showing that there's a lack of interest in actually taking price lower right now. Basically, there's an SMT and it's not going lower off of the SMT. So lack of interest. I don't want to be shorting that. Although the setup is there. Even on Nasdaq, the accumulation, manipulation, distribution. And like I said, we could always short it from here. If ES respects the 15-minute fair value gap and Nasdaq takes out the high, we have SMT at the pre-market highs. Yeah, I'm happy to short that. Let's see if we get that SMT there. Org 25% was hit right there. Let's see if we can maybe we take here. Maybe we get to the weekly CB consequent encroachment. Maybe we get to org 50%. We hit the rejection block, so that possibly could be enough. We still have 10 minutes till the macro though. We're starting to engineer some liquidity here. We engineered these relative equal lows. This is a really good first target for a short, in my opinion. First FEG, yeah, it's there. It's pretty small. $30-minute SIBI. This 30-minute SIBI, yeah. I was looking more, oh yeah, the wick, the breaker. A lot of things here. Just gotta basically time this correctly. It's likely ES is gonna go lower from the 50-minute fair value gap. So we're basically gonna look for a sell model here. We're gonna look for a smart money reversal sell model. And we're also gonna look for, this is not gonna qualify as a daily power of 3 model, but it will also qualify as 930 do this. So we could have potentially like 3 of our models playing here. Watch you trading sold. No, I'm trading NASDAQ futures. I don't normally trade crypto. What's up, Ahmed? How are you, brother? What's that? What's the NASDAQ futures? It's trading like the entire market. Like the entire market is put into this contract, and then you trade the differences in price of the contract. So the contract goes up. So see these big ass numbers here? That's not dollars, it's points. So if it goes from 426, which happens like every minute, you'll see like a couple amount of points move. Every time it moves 1 point, it can be $2 or $20. How do you see the opening gap on Top Step? I'll show you right now. You just you go here, RTH, boom. There's your gap. They added the RTH section. Interesting. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. It is interesting. Ooh, what's this? Oops. Sorry. What made you choose this type of trading? There's a lot of money to be made. Very little movement can still be a lot of money. Every day there's usually a setup. It's the most precise market in the world because it's just the most traded. It's the most traded in terms of the banks and the institutions. It's the most traded one. Okay, so there's the raid we saw that we were talking about. So now what I'd want to see is us respect the 30-minute fair value gap. It's also a 30-minute breaker and whatever, all that stuff, but let's just mark out the fair value gap. And if we can take out the sell side, respect the 30-minute fair value gap, ES respects its 15-minute fair value gap, we'd have to inverse this. We'd probably get a nice short. And if we're wrong, we have weekly SIBI up here. You see first FEG? Yeah, it's small right there, but it's there. So there's your 30-minute fair value gap. There's your breaker. There's your buy side raid. Everything's checked so far. We have the SMT. We need to see this inverse. Gotta go. But I'm gonna rock with you. It seems cool. Appreciate you, bro. Hopefully, I shouldn't say hopefully we win today. Hopefully we follow my rules today. That's my only objective. Like I said. If we get an aggressive, like one candle pass through, I'll just short the inversion, to be honest. We fell short of, oh shit. Single pass through, ES gets an inversion, ES gets a breaker. Yeah, I'll take that for sure, to be honest. Because it'll start to wick on the 30-minute. It'll be close to the macro as well. Single pass through and we'll go short. Let's hypothetically say we got the short right here. That'd be like a 24-point stop loss. 24 times 2 is 48. We could barely get 4 micros, but we could technically get 4 micros. So I would get 30 if we get IR. Immediate rebalance. I think, I hope this don't really sound rude, but I think your definition of immediate rebalance is incorrect. Immediate rebalance would have been if this down close candle 943 traded up and came all the way down and tapped it. But that's a bullish intermediate rebalance. Let's see if we get a breaker here. Org 50% breaker. And then macro short. It can only go so high before I like still consider it valid. Like yeah, weekly SIBI, it should probably reject off there. 50% of the order block, it should reject off of there. It really shouldn't. I mean, if we're right. So, I mean, looks like we're going to take the full buy side there. So that means probably ES is going to want to take Maybe the high right here and tap into this. ES might want to do that. 26% up. Nice, bro. W. Yeah, pretty much we'd have to just see a breaker here. If we get a breaker, we can go short because we tapped org and weekly should be 50%. We don't need to take that high. I'd want to see this begin to wick. Don't go against Caleb model. Or 50 hit. Org 50 hit, brother. Done for today. Damn, Alter's good shit, bro. Took out the buy side there. On ES. Good shit, guys. You guys took the long to 50%. That's nice. That's nice. $9.41. So basically you saw it on a 2-minute. Oh, you took the nice, bro. We want to see a breaker here. And if there's a breaker, we will go short. Simple as that. Short in the macro on the breaker. Hypothetically speaking, to be 30 points. So it's gonna be a 3 micro trade today, most likely. But we can prep that. Yeah, the macro is gonna happen now. I'm hoping this macro gives us a breaker fair value gap. Your thoughts on FTMO? Well, my honest, true, honest opinion. I don't know shit about them, bro. I know that when I talk to Sam, he says that his shit's better because it's cheaper, the executions are better. So that's all I know, to be honest. Literally all I know. Speaking of Sam, bro, I haven't heard back from him. I feel like I haven't heard back from him in a while. Good luck, bro. Let me know how it goes. I mean, they pay out and stuff. I haven't heard any like scandalous stuff, if that's what you mean. Yeah, we need to start trading below the 30-minute fair value gap. Why did the 930 Judas fail today on gold? If the 930 Judas failed, then it wasn't a Judas. This is not really 930 Judas, brother. This is just 930. Like, you can say this accumulation. This would be your Judas swing if you're bearish. If you're bearish, this is your 930 Judas. If you're not bearish, then that's simple. No 930 Judas. I go on to my next model. It's just the first 930 Judas is just the first thing I'm looking for. So if 930 Judas fails, let's say I'm bearish or I'm bullish, let's say, and 930 Judas just goes up, like 930 just goes up, well, that's not 930 Judas then. You gotta wait for a silver bullet. You gotta wait for a market maker buy model to form. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like an everyday thing. It's just that's the first thing I look for because I start trading at 9:30. So shorts are ready. Now, yeah, I'll need to see a breaker. We get a breaker. We get a breaker, inverse this for value gap, which will inverse the 2, and the 3 and the 5. So the breaker would pretty much confirm. Target these relative equal lows. And I sense a large dump coming here. I need to either inverse or form a bearish fair value gap. Then is the only way I can actually take the breaker. We can get away with 25 points. If it forms a bearish fair value gap, I can then take the breaker. I know it's gonna go lower, but I don't want to break any rules. We can market sell the inversion as well if we wanted to. So if we get the inversion, I could market sell 3 cons. Or we just take the breaker. Let me make sure I get the fill on my funded. If this inverse is, we formed a bearish fair value gap. All right, guys, we're in shorts. Off the fair value gap. So basically, as if we filled on the breaker, because the fair value gap formed, my setup is valid. Stop loss is going here at this wick. Let's see if the macro can deliver. We did fail to inverse, but that's okay, in my opinion, in terms of my model, because we have a unicorn right here. So let's see. All the best? Yeah, we'll see. We followed all the rules. That's what matters. We followed the risk management rules. Yes, looks ready to go. We could have gotten a better fill, but because we already tapped the breaker, that's why I went short. So where could I have filled better? I could have got 8 points better fill. That's actually quite important. 8 points. It's quite important, actually. $9.50 to $10.10 macro. 2. Sell side. TP going to be sell side here. And depending on the timing, we might hold it a little bit longer. This is the minimum I'd expect. Could also come here. And the main objective for this trade is the weekly fair value gap on ES. And the weekly volume imbalance. We'd probably take out both those levels, so let's see. Gotta close below, that's a short for me, but I'm not trading. It's gotta close below 951. Yeah, sure. Let's see if this fair value gap holds. It's coming up pretty aggressively right now. So let's see. Could be a stop out pretty quick. It'll be like an exact $200 loss if we lose. And if this fails, we'll look for one more. Why you sell? Because I'm bearish. Duh. Why else? If this fails, we'll look for another short. Same idea. Half risk. Teasing me right now. So we'd have to inverse this fair value gap. As long as we respect the 30, in my opinion, the trade is still valid. Okay, there we got filled out. So we can risk half on our next trade. I would take that again. I would take that again. So if we get an inversion or a bearish fair value gap, we'll take that. Pretty much exact same with half risk. Will probably need to be 2 micros. I'm happy with that trade. I still think we're gonna come down here, to be honest. I just think I got stopped out first, and we could have put our stop loss a little bit higher. We got the re-inversion there. No, I'm still bearish. We're respecting the 2-minute fair value gap. We might even just market sell this. Stop loss goes there. Yeah, we're gonna sell this. Let me make sure my stop loss is good. Yep, it's good. All right, this is gonna be our last trade of the day, guys. We had to risk half of our first trade. We have to risk half of our first trade. But that's okay. That's our risk management plan. Our stop loss was right here on the first trade. It literally stopped us perfectly, and then. So what I want to see is the formation of the. This would be a mitigation block, but the order block would be nice. It's half risk. So we risked 200 on the first one, risking 100 on the second one. So far we're accumulating. So it could have been bad timing on this, but it's the exact same trade model. So smart money reversal, 932 this. Yep, 5 minutes gonna. Yeah, it'll find out right now. Like if we can come lower, form the OB, we'll be right most likely for TP. And if it doesn't, then well, we're getting chopped up pretty much. I don't think it'll keep expanding up, but it's possible we're just wrong. But I'm happy because we followed all our rules. That's all that matters. So we'll just take we'll just paper trade if this fails. So far looks like we're forming a bullish fair value gap, so not a good sign. So you know what? ES might want to actually end up coming up here, but we're rejecting the 30-minute fair value gap. Like when I shorted, we were rejecting the 30-minute and ES rejecting the 15-minute. So I really like those trades. It looks like it's probably gonna be a stop out here though. We're gonna put our stop right here. Shouldn't go any higher. We reinverse the 2. It looks like we're just getting consolidated. Like maybe it's not as ready to go. Although the setup was really nice here. It really was. Perfect TP as well, in my opinion. We're gonna lower this by 1 tick. Yeah, probably a stop out. The fact it didn't go already just means it's probably gonna be a stop out. It should have, on this wick, it should have just continued lower. Then it came back into the range, so yeah. Well, let's see. Our stop loss is there. Which inversion are you taking? We took the 2-minute fair value gap. 2-minute bearish fair value gap. Probably a stop out. And that's it, guys. So no more trades on the funded. That's it. So minus 300 on the funded. So $4 more than my max, but that's okay. We're gonna close this and we're gonna trade this. We'll trade on the paper just to gain some experience. See if we can see anything. So let's see what happened here. Obviously, we could just be wrong. Personally, I still think we're gonna come here. We're using Top Step. I still think we're gonna come here. But you know, I guess we could have looked at ES, seen how choppy it is. We didn't really get a close. We did get the close below the breaker here. So I still think we're gonna go lower, but we're gonna have to sit it out if something forms. But we had the macro. In hindsight, we could have waited till 10, but you know, we really followed every single rule. So we were just trading the smart money reversal, and it just failed. You know, I re-entered the same trade. We could have been a little more patient, but seeing this aggressive move, my original stop loss wasn't even that good. It really should have been there or at the swing high. So this honestly might just dump. I put my stop loss here originally. It's not even safe because there's the rejection block. I should have put it at the swing high. That was a mistake. Think we're consolidating the play for expansion tomorrow? Possible, yeah, possible. But I don't know. We're pretty close to the weekly fair value gap. Pass is passed. Yeah, I mean, no, I'm only gonna trade the paper, so no more trades on the funded. I don't lose more than 300 in one day, so we're gonna have to just see this. 2 minute was inversed. We're going higher so far. It could be a 10 a.m. power of three as well. You know, I guess the second trade we should have waited for. If you think it's bullish, then yeah, sure, bro. I think it's bearish. Is it a challenge? No, those were on the funded. Those were on the funded. If it was a challenge account, I'd probably just keep trading. How much you lose? 300. 300 is my max, brother. I don't want to lose more than 300. I take one trade, I risk 200. If I lose, I'll take another one, risking 100. If I lose, I'm done. Anything else, anything more than that, and I'll probably go on tilt. I can walk away with 300 and be like, we're good. Because tomorrow, if I take a trade tomorrow, I risk 200 and I win 2R minimum, I'll be up. And that's enough for me, you know? As long as my wins are more than my losses. Exactly. If I lose more, then I'm gonna be worried, then I'm gonna make dumb decisions. What's honestly sad though is, yeah, like I'm pretty confident in this move. Yeah, I'm from Canada. Pretty confident that this is gonna go lower. And I guess I could just make the argument that like my stop loss wasn't really good on the first trade. So this might just, like I said, go lower to where TP was, and my stop loss was just bad. I mean, obviously it's still consolidating. Wait for more confirmation. That was enough for me, bro. Came into the 30-minute fair value gap, rejected, formed a breaker, fair value gap. That's enough for me. Why not risk less than the first trade and risk more in the second? You think it was perfect? No, it wasn't really, because the thing is, it did cover the fair value gap, which, I mean, yeah, honestly, it kind of was. Because there's no way I could have expected it to consolidate like this. Because if it's choppy, then sure, you can expect this consolidation around the fair value gap. Yeah, so I guess it's fine. I didn't break any rules. I mean, technically, I actually did break a rule. I needed to put my stop loss right here. Order block high. That is technically my rule. I have a rule. It literally says, like, if I'm going to enter a fair value gap or inversion, stop loss must cover any order block. Well, this is the order block. Right here. High. So far, it would not have been stopped out if I followed that perfectly. I thought if I put it here, like, I thought if I put it here, then if it were to come there, it would probably just run the high. Last 3 minutes of macro, I don't know. It's pretty choppy. Like, if this was me, I would just wait for a bearish fair value gap to go down. We can take the paper trade, though. We can take the paper trade. Are you already logged in or not? Logged in what? I mean, just look at ES. I mean, there's not much going on here. Yeah, like, look at ES. It's not look ready to do anything at all. Here, 5 minute. You're projecting the 50-minute fair value gap. The 30-minute actually got inversed, so that's a pretty important thing to consider. Right, the 30-minute inversion wasn't there when I went short. When we shorted here, we were leaving the 30-minute fair value gap. So this was a 50-point wick, and then we inverse. So that's our stop loss would have been here. So I guess in hindsight, we were correct to put it a little bit lower. You don't think there'll be an opportunity today? Maybe. I think there will, but I mean, maybe not on the. This is bad. Maybe not on the AM session. Maybe 10 a.m. power of three will be better. One thing we could have waited for is like ES to take London highs, or sorry, the pre-market highs. Could the 50-minute fair value gap and the 50-minute breaker could have rejected for sure. There's the highs taken. There's London highs. Someone said, "Can we look for buys now?" I'm honestly still pretty bearish. What I would expect, I mean, yeah, I mean now it's just probably gonna run those relative equal highs. 10 a.m. silver bullet, but I don't know. We just took out pre-market highs, 50-minute fair value gap, 30-minute fair value gap on ES. Gold. Sure. If you wanted to short all-time highs, which I wouldn't recommend. But let's say you wanted to short all-time highs, you would have probably had to market sell this one. There's a balanced price range there. You could have shorted the breaker with a limit order. Or you just gotta market sell that one on the BPR, because the 2 minutes the clearest. This is a balanced price range. So you just short the inversion. The reason you can short the inversion here is because you know the breaker is coming, pretty much, right? So if you know the breaker is gonna come, you don't have to wait for the breaker and then put a limit on the breaker. You get bad risk to reward, right? If you just short the inversion, you'd already be at 2.5R. So that's what I would have done personally. All right, well, let's see. So maybe we're just wrong, you know? It is what it is. Everything I wanted to see here, I saw. So can't complain. Pick the 5 minute, go to the relative equal highs. Yeah, it's possible. That's previous day high. We came all the way down here and we didn't even take previous day low. It is quite insane to me, to be honest. But you know, you can never, like, I get it. I see the 15-minute order block. I see the liquidity sweep. But we just left these equal lows perfectly. Maybe PM session will dump. Maybe we take Asia highs and then dump. I don't know. This just got more confusing for me, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest. We filled out the org there. But yeah, today we were just simply wrong. So we're just gonna have to journal that. And simply, yeah, we already took Asia highs. You could go long here. If you think it's gonna go higher, that's your silver bullet entry right there. If you think it's gonna go higher, there it is right there. I will begin to journal while we watch this together. 1 2024 10 22. First trade we took, we shorted the breaker inversion, so 950 to 955. We didn't break any rules, right? So the trade we were looking for was a smart money reversal with 930 Judas. First trade we risked 200. And the first trade P&L 1, 2, 4. If we inverse this, like, yeah, I'm still favoriting lowering price, but I don't know. We'll just have to see now. I wouldn't even try to do something crazy. The risk to reward we were aiming for 3.14. Trading model, we were looking for a low risk entry and 930 Judas. Entry model was inversion market. Rules broken? None. Notes? So there is one thing we could have done better here to avoid that loss, and that is, I could have waited to see if we inverse the higher time frame fair value gap. So here, the 2 minute, the 3 minute, even the 1 minute. So basically just more displacement. So we could have waited for that. If we waited for that confirmation, then yeah, that would have probably been better. Because the fact that we wicked right at the low, it is what it is. But I mean, we did get the breaker. We did form a little inversion here and a bearish fair value gap. And it's a pretty good bearish fair value gap. Like, it's not like, 930 Judas was aligned. Smart money reversal looks perfect. We have S&T at the highs. It was pretty perfect in my opinion. I would take that trade again. But in hindsight, like, we can say that we never actually inversed this. So, but everything else was like pretty much A plus. So I think we were just wrong about where it was gonna go. In heavy shorts, looks like it might dump. Yeah, could also have been wrong about the time of the trade. Right, it could go lower now. It's possible. So the account balance minus 565. Minus 565.94. Make sure we have no orders pending. That's okay. We followed the rules. That's all that matters. Oh. Two. Second trade, we shorted the 2 minute fair value gap. We shorted right off this candle close. So we shorted 956. Stopped out at 10. Expecting CE NWAG. Where's my September 20 NWAG high? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, we did close below 50% there. We tapped into the bearish fair value gap. Do I think it's going to go lower? I mean, yeah, I'm still kind of bearish, to be honest. What's up, Pedro? How are you, brother? So much opportunity to trade that we can trade your market rate 39.30. Yeah, whenever you want, bro. This could just be a fake short. Risk was minus. You should probably wait. If you're gonna short it, in my opinion, good was picking today. Not that we took 2 losses, minus 300 on the account. That's the max. That's my max loss. So we took max loss today. Gatie, I took a long on BTC, so I'm interested to the trade with I think it's more partial. What do you think? Bro, let's check out Bitcoin. Why not? USDCT. Oh. Is this your low of day? Probably gonna run those highs. Pretty clean. I mean, at least this high. That's a good place to partial. You got in at 679.73. 6. Wait, I must be looking at the wrong thing because 67973. Oh, 66. You got at 66726. Yeah, I mean, I would have partialed at the, because that's a good risk reward. I would have just partialed here, like 50% of my position, and then I would let the rest go all the way to here. The buy side, either 4-hour, which is the 4-hour fair value gap. That's what I would do. I would take 50% off now, and then target the equal highs. Equal highs and emergency safe, maybe a short. Looks like we'll probably get full gap closure. Probably just wrong about the buys, boys. We'll have to talk about it in the notes. We did not move lower during the macro or early 10 a.m. as I expected. So we could have waited for the extra confirmation there, the inversion, just to really solidify the breaker, and then we just closed it there. We ended up, yeah, a little bit impatient there. Honestly, guys, we were a little bit impatient because, we were going to inverse it, but we shorted. I don't know if you guys remember. We shorted right here on this candle because it was trading here. So I thought it was going to inverse, close a little more bearish. It never actually inversed, right? It actually fell short. So we did technically break a rule, even though I said our entry model criteria. I mean, we didn't really. We didn't have to get the inversion because we got a fair value gap, so I didn't break any rules. But I said I entered off the inversion, but we never even inversed. But technically, we didn't break any rules, so. I'll make a note though. Gold? Um, man, 1 sec. I just got a message from someone from work. Oh, let's go. I'm working with my got a basketball game this tomorrow actually. It's gonna be a sick one. Um, Gold? I mean, it's really hard to say being at all-time highs. If we inverse this fair value gap, we'll probably go higher. How high? It's kind of impossible to say. This is not an easy chart to read. Like, you don't want to short all-time highs, right? You pretty much never want to short all-time highs. But you also don't want to go long above old highs. So it's like it's the hardest situation to be in, really. You don't want to be in that situation. If I had to do something, I would go long. I would not want to short anywhere near all-time highs. If I had to pick, I would just go long. Equal highs on NQ, yeah. Oh, on the 1 minute, these equal highs. It'll probably take those highs. It'll probably take them, yeah. I think we were just wrong. Um. Okay, sorry guys. So let's see what happens here. Could get a mitigation, but it could just be a fake short. So we go lower to the 5, probably go higher. So probably something like this is gonna happen, and then we probably just go to org high. Previous day high, us being so close. So I'm probably expecting something like this is gonna happen, but we'll see. Not gonna take this trade, but because we already lost too much. Yeah, off topic, sure, bro. What you got, my man? I think the 5-minute fair value at beach or mountains? Beach for sure, bro. Beach for sure. Yeah, beach for sure, bro. What's up, brother? Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. 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 We gotta do a little better. The risk to reward of the second trade we were looking for. Buy that double top? Hell no. Oh wait. Yeah, hell yeah. I don't know. I'm not taking any more trades because we already lost 2, but I think this will potentially play. The risk to reward we were looking for this trade was also 3.15. I think it'll go. Oh, never mind. Well, actually, wait. No, stop loss should be here. Sorry. So let's see if this plays. It's not invalidated. Still the same trade. 5-minute fair value gap. It looks pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, I think this will go higher. But we'll see. No, I'm not actually taking this trade, so we are just tape reading. You didn't break any rules. I could have been more patient in hindsight, but that's just so hindsight. You're a little obsessed with your advice. You're in a hurry to take. I think you're feeling you're gonna miss out on the move. That's why I wanted to take the trade. So the reason, I'll explain myself. You guys can give me your advice if you want. So the reason I took a market sell on the second trade there was because so 1-minute fair value gap. Originally we shorted here. I was trying to short this inversion, but we actually never inversed. This is why my fill was like here. My stop loss was right here. So we never actually took this fair value gap. Sure. Good shit, JP. Good luck, brother. So we lost that one. Then I went to the 2-minute, and I saw that we respected so the 1-minute fair value gap got disrespected, but the 2-minute was never actually disrespected. And technically, for the first trade, my stop loss should have been here. My rules say my stop loss should be right here. It needs to cover the order block. So then it jumped to my mind, like obviously probably a little impatient, but because we respected the 2 minutes, I would have never technically been stopped out if I put the proper stop loss. I thought I needed to get back in because like the trade had it, the same trade hadn't been invalidated at this point. Like at this point right here, the trade had not been invalidated. So that's kind of what was going on through my mind. You know, does that make sense? And then we pretty much just chopped around, and eventually, so we were just wrong. So yeah, but yeah, I guess in hindsight, we probably should have just waited for this to inverse. Like that would have just saved us. That would have saved us. You know. So yeah, we got the 1-minute breaker, but that's just a 1-minute time frame. If you go to any other time frame, all you have is a fair value gap on the 2. The 3-minute doesn't even have a setup. In my model, it says scan the 1 to 5 for alignment, and I even said like, oh, we need to inverse this 2, 3. So you know what? It was a little impatient. It definitely was, which is why I was saying in my notes. Because this candle, like, it finessed us on the last second. Like, it looked like it was gonna inverse right here or something, and then it like closed up. And so yeah, we should have waited. We shouldn't have traded in a market order there. We should have put the sell limit there, and then we would have seen that okay, it didn't inverse. But yeah, it was definitely some FOMO there. So you know what? Let's actually say, like that's almost it's like not really a rule break, but I think we'll say that's like psychological checklist, like in terms of patience. Like we were patient. Break-even day, not trading anymore. It's not a trading day. Yeah, I mean, unless you straight up from 931, not what I was expecting. That's for sure. ES is still in the same range, so it's not the best. But technically, we did break rules, right? Because the order that even though the model formed, the entry that I took was inversion market. We did not even have an inversion. Not the one I was looking for. There was an inversion here, but I didn't qualify that. I wasn't shorting that. I was shorting this. So technically, like not technically like on by book, we didn't break any rules, but if you ask me, like I think we did. I should have been more patient here. I shouldn't have I shouldn't have did the inversion market. I should have just waited literally a couple seconds, and I probably would not have taken the trade, you know? Literally a couple seconds. So I'm just gonna put in my notes that I broke two rules. So we already kind of failed the challenge for the week. We said we're just gonna follow the model perfectly. We failed. But like not really. But I'm gonna say we did. We broke the patience rule and we broke the entry model protocol rule. Because it also did not align, like if we inverse this, we would have went lower. But it did not align on the lower, like the 2, 3, and 4 and 5. It did not align. So yeah, we had a 1 minute breaker, but kind of surprised we're not going lower though, to be honest. Just straight up from 930. It's pretty rare. I guess you don't want to fight like we're in a deep discount, maybe something you don't want to fight, I guess. Sure. But like now look at the daily candle, like should take previous day high. We came so low to previous day low, didn't take it. I guess the SMT held, huh? I guess the SMT held, but then look how close we were to the weekly fair value gap. Like, I'm pretty surprised we didn't. We were 7 points away from the weekly fair value gap. Also, quite surprising that we didn't go there. I mean, we still can, obviously. Still 1030 and then 1050 macro. Pretty key times. Definitely could go lower. So we'll still watch this and see. Can we predict what's going to happen now? Or nah? I'm just looking at my journal, guys. I'll share it with you guys when I'm done. Straight to 24, 10, 22. Yeah, should be just messed up there. That's okay. Looking for higher? Yeah, at this point, in my opinion, we're probably going to take previous day high. I mean, order flow's been pretty bullish. We've reaccumulated, came into the 5, respected it. So, like I said earlier, I put in this like fake position. If I had to take a trade, it would have been something like this. If you want to get something nice, maybe we get to 0.1. If you look at the manipulation of low of day, there's 1.5. Maybe you get something like this. Or you just aim for like in between 1 and 1.5. Aim for the, I mean, literally the middle is right there. Like that's a pretty good place to TP. Reclaim bullish fair value gap, yeah. That's an immediate rebalance. We tap the order block. In my opinion, we're gonna shoot up right now. Shoot up right now. I don't know who told you that. Doesn't matter. It's all about that. That's not like a criteria or anything. I think this is gonna shoot up personally, but I guess we'll see. Yes, it's bearish. True. It just yeah, it is. It is not correlated. That's for sure. That is for sure. It's not even in sync. You know, when I went shorts, ES hadn't formed any bearish fair value gap. I should put that in the notes. I'm gonna tell you guys something right now that would have avoided both those losses insanely easy. ES was a more bearish asset, right? This whole morning, here, whatever. If ES is the more bearish asset and ES is not giving any set, look, ES didn't even form a bearish fair value gap when we were trying to go short at 950. ES was just consolidated at 950. If ES is not going to give a setup and it's the more bearish assets, should not be shorting the asset, period. Just period. We could have avoided both those losses. I might even add that as a rule in my trading model. Like if this setup, if the entry model forms on the asset in a bearish scenario, on the stronger asset but not the weaker one, no short. Just cancel the idea completely. It's most likely going to fail. I need to add that as a rule, I think, guys. And I think that would help me with preventing some losses. So I'm gonna go to my notes and add that rule. Because ES should have presented a short if stuff was gonna go lower here. The fact ES took the buy side and did not form a fair value gap, you know it's just probably not gonna go lower. How many trades? I only take 2 trades. We lost 2, minus 300 on the day. That's the most. Unless I shouldn't lose more than 300 unless I go on tilt and break rules, but that's not gonna happen. Yeah, that's a more bearish asset. I need to add this as a rule. I'm gonna add this as a rule in my. I actually really like that. I should have thought about that a long time ago. I always thought about it in my head, but I never really put it down into words. That's gonna prevent a lot of losses. That's gonna prevent a lot of losses. And on the side of that, we were wrong about what was gonna happen today. Can't really say why. I guess we just want to leave the weekly fair value gap for another day, maybe, or another session. We only went up 932. We were really close to the weekly, but did not get there. Quite surprising. Patience. And we should also talk about how the first stop loss was not that good. On our first trade, we had a bad stop loss placement. That's one way to look at it, brother. Yeah, you're right. That is one way to look at it. Me personally, I look at it kind of through a different lens. The way I'm looking at it is the level I was expecting to reject on Nasdaq. It did somewhat reject, right? We went lower 30 something points. We got the breaker. Sorry, I'm looking at here. We went lower like 50 points, exactly where I thought it was. But ES did not. I should have seen that. What is it going to give? I have no idea now. I would still expect this to go higher, but it's not clear. It's very choppy. So yeah, but that's one way to look at it. You're right. First presentation was bullish, and but we hit 50% org, so if we rejected exactly where I thought it was, we took out. I guess we were pretty close to London highs, so we could have waited. But the thing is, at the time when I went short, we were rejecting off the 30-minute fair value gap. Like right here, where we left the 30-minute fair value gap, so we had a 50-point wick. Why do I saying it's going up? The only reason I'm saying I think it'll go up is because it's just been bullish through the whole morning. So I would, at this point, I would just say, you know what, the interest is higher. It's probably gonna run to previous day high. That's the only thing I have. In my opinion, this is pretty like manipulative price action. Like I think they wanted to just send it higher. I'm quite surprised we didn't take out these triple equal lows. And we were 5 points away from like the fair value gap on ES, the weekly fair value gap, and we just did not get there. ES is still pretty close to the weekly fair value gap. It's 10 or 12 points, 16 points, 20 points. So maybe the PM session, maybe price just stays in a range. Yep, there is a 4-hour fair value gap there. You're right. I would have wanted to see it hit the weekly. I think the weekly is a very I think it'll hit it this week for sure. Especially being so close. Well, we'll just have to see. Looks like this trade idea would have not worked out. Engineering more highs. Um, Account balance is minus 56594. We have 1500 drawdown. We still have quite a bit of trades to go through. We will be fine. Video for yesterday's high swept yesterday, so we can't expect it to sweep again. Day before yesterday's high. You mean Friday's high? Like we took previous day high. So it's not about sweeping again. It's about using it as a potential like resistance level. Like the algorithm will still refer to old highs because people shorted here previously. So some people might even say this is like resistance. So yeah, it's a potential drawn liquidity for sure. It's kind of like a retest, like if you want to kind of go down that route. I usually trade support and resistance. Support, resistance, and moving average. You think we'll still take previous day high on ES? I mean, to be honest, I'm personally bearish, but just the fact that it's been so much bullish order flow in the morning, it's kind of hard to say, right? It's kind of hard to say now. I think we'll probably come up here on Nasdaq. I don't see why they would send price so hot here and then not run the highs of previous day that are relatively equal. To me, that doesn't make sense. So just because they pumped it up all the way here, I expect them to pump it up just to the previous day highs, run the liquidity there. To me, that makes sense. But I was still bearish on the day. So today we were just wrong about the bias for the New York session. PM session might go lower. Whatever does happen, we'll have to go back and journal it. But for the most part, let's post our executions here. Put this in the journal. So we pretty much got chopped up there pretty bad. And the macro, like this macro was awful, The full macro, I mean, I guess the last 3 minutes pumped, but for a macro, the first 17 minutes were pretty. Use with old highs for stops to solve inefficiencies. Yeah, that sounds pretty valid. Gee. But Am I happy with today? No, I mean we should have been more patient there. Probably would. Yeah, we had to be more patient there. More patient. We were like a couple seconds impatient, and honestly, it costed us there. The couple seconds costed us. I don't think I would have shorted. Would have shorted that. Maybe I would have. I don't know. Who knows? Hindsight now. What was I gonna do? Oh, economic calendar. Need to put this in my journal as well. Yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna run up here for us to be that close. I'd be surprised if we don't run up there. As a market maker model, what stage or time frame are we in? I'd probably look at it on the 5 or 10. Smart money reversal. That's your first stage. Second stage. I think clearer. 5 minutes, not bad. This would be your first stage, second stage, and then you get the pump again. Smart money reversal. This is your original consolidation. If you want to look at this, but you could also say that, right? Smart money reversal, first stage, second stage, and this was your market maker complete. So, but this is all kind of low resistance liquidity, so that's why you would like technically this is your model right here. This is your higher time frame model. But then how high can you expect it to go above would be this external draw. And your 15-minute model is there too, actually. But usually, like, you know, we're in a sell model, and I thought this was the target, but like to finish this, but we never finished. Trade the 952 as an OB, 952 that's long for me. You said 952. So you went long like after 956? Take it just as a confirmation, pretty much. On the lower time frame, this will be like a nice 15-second bearish, bullish order block. Heading out today, been a good day full of learnings. As always, see you tomorrow. Take care, brother. See you tomorrow, my man. Yep, today is a good day. I'm gonna add that rule, and I think that'll help us avoid a lot of losses. The rule is gonna be, like, let's say I'm looking for a short. So if looking for a short, and the weaker asset does not does not present a setup, no trade. Just wait. Like that's gonna be my rule, straight up. Straight up, that'll be my rule, and we'll just rock with that. We should have noticed that. And this looks like it's nothing's happening. I mean, 1050 macro is coming, so let's see if they send it to previous day high on 1050 macro. If not, I mean, I'll stay to the macro. Take care. I'll just see you tomorrow, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna stay for the macro, and then pretty much we'll be done after that. Actually, let's go here. Let's just see what happens here. We'll work out previous day high. Those are coming. I'd probably expect this to be like a fake move and then higher, but we'll see. We shall see. We'll get the full gap closure, the Tuesday middle opening gap, and then previous day high. Like I'd be in the morning pre-market. What's IB? We haven't inversed the 5. We could look for a paper trade in the macro just to, let's see. I think go higher in the macro, to be honest. 50% wick. We get a bullish fair value gap. We'll go long on the paper. Come above here. Went below weekly civvy, went below org, tapped into both, went lower. Inversing the 5. Forming a 5. Yeah, this could actually be lower prices. That would be a wrong idea. Or is it the fake run before the macro? We do have a fair value gap down there. Took any trade? We took 2 losses today, brother. We took 2 shorts. At the time, didn't think I was breaking any rules, but we shorted here. Then I re-entered here because of the 2-minute fair value gap was respected perfectly. So I thought, you know, maybe we just had a bad stop loss. So re-entered the same trade idea. The trade idea was targeting the weekly fair value gap on ES. 930 Judas swing, smart money reversal from the 30-minute high and 30-minute fair value gap. So we inversed the 30-minute. That was after my trade. During the trade, we were actually below this level. So we went like all the way down here. So we took that short. And yeah, failed. So yeah, two trades short. Both losses. We shorted. Which date are you trading? I mean, which date? We shorted here, basically twice. So we took the breaker. The breaker formed for sure. There's a breaker there, but we failed to inverse this. So in hindsight, we should have been a little bit more patient to see if we actually got through this fair value gap. But something I should have looked at even more, like the best way to have avoided that loss, and this I'm gonna make this a rule actually, is Nasdaq was the more bullish asset in this case because there was bearish SMT here. Nasdaq was the more bullish one. ES was weaker. If ES was weaker, ES should be performing like ES should be giving a setup. Yeah, I hold after 11. Let's see the last 20 minutes. Yep, let's see it. Exactly. I'll stay here for the macro. I'm curious. So I'm gonna add that rule. Let me do that now because I'll probably forget or get lazy. I don't want to get lazy. If I'm live, I won't get lazy. But we should definitely add that rule. So here we are in the trading system. The entry model scan M5. Honestly, me too. I agree. I think it should have went lower, but you know, it is what it is. Everything pretty much aligned. It just didn't inverse. And you know what? You kind of have to look at ES and be like, yeah, ES does not look like if ES was gonna go lower, we would have had a bearish fair value gap or something. It just did not, you know. In fact, we never even inversed the first presentation on ES. So like a couple of things there just telling you that it's not gonna go. Or it's just not gonna go lower. So we should have looked for that. So which month's contract? December. So look, my rule. Stop loss at the FEG lower high. So I never actually did that. Stop loss should have been up here when I went short. So because we weren't technically stopped out, I re-entered. Scan M1, M5 for alignment. So what does that mean? This is M1, M2, fair value gap there, M3, fair value gap there, M5. There's a fair value gap there. We failed to inverse. So all of that happened on the 1 minute, but on the 5 minute, we were just retracing to a 5 minute bullish fair value gap. We never inversed. So technically, this is in my model. I said I broke this rule because technically we did not. We should say follow, not scan. Follow. 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 And then the last rule we're gonna add to our entry models is if the weaker asset doesn't give short setup, don't take. If the weaker asset, yeah, we took 2 losses, minus 300. If the weaker asset does not give a short setup, do not trade it. If the stronger asset does not give a long setup, do not trade it. And I think this rule will prevent us from losing a lot of trades. What's up, beloved? How's your day, bro? Oh, these candlesticks are nice. I kind of miss them. Maybe we should go back to these candlesticks. So I'm just adding this rule. Ooh, 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 ooh. Cool. All right, macro, fake shorts. This was your dealing range. Hit OTE. I would go to that trade. Everyone goes away, go to every day, and then trust to recommend trading to someone you love. Like a brother, yeah, but not like my lovers type. 949 Sibi. 949 Sibi. 950 Sibi. Not to someone I love, but like to a brother, then yeah. So 1050 macro. We can take this on the combine. What's up, Trey? How you doing, brother? Let's just let it go. Even though it's on the paper. I said combine. I should have said it is paper, but trading is depressing. For real, bro. The inverse of 5, yeah, it will probably go higher. Yeah. 1050 macro will probably deliver higher. Let's put this down here so we can journal it effectively. So previous day high, I think we can personally get there. I'd expect at least these highs. Yeah, this was a tough market for sure, in my opinion, but I was personally bearish. That obviously failed. Um, but it is what it is. We'll be back tomorrow. We learned something. We added a very important rule to our trading system. So that's really good. Oh, someone sent me something really interesting. They said Asia London range open close day. Looking for a short. Probably not taking any more trades. If I were to guess where it's supposed to go, I'd expect these equal highs. Just playing inside this range alone. So that's what I would do if I had to pick. But like I said, I'm not trading this. From the 15-minute, did we tap the 15-minute? No, we didn't get down there. Yes, 13 should push on a weekly chart. I wouldn't look on the weekly because you're not gonna be trading after today. Yeah, I don't know about this either. Yeah, equal highs from Monday's previous day high. Victor, my advice to you is to go intraday. Because if you're not gonna be entering on the 4 hour or the weekly, so that doesn't really matter in the macro sense of things. You're gonna be entering intraday. In intraday today, Nasdaq was more bullish. It was obviously the better long, right? Look how much we moved from Nasdaq in comparison to, right? Yeah, I'm GatieTrades on all social medias. You can message me on Instagram. Mm, the PPR. Gatie, real name? My real name's Amir. Gatie's my last name. This will probably go up now to the buy side. So Amir in Hindi mean rich. Yeah, in my language, in Arabic, it means like prince or like leader. So shit, one day you guys, you never know. I was joking. Pretty interesting day, I guess. We definitely learned a lot. Um, Have to be more patient here. Oh wait, here. And yeah, I'm not mad, not upset. Don't really feel much emotion. Glad that we learned something, and we got 3 more days. So let's follow the model. Let's follow the system for 3 more days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tomorrow, we're gonna risk 200. Let's try to, get a nice TP tomorrow. if that happens. So right now the account balance -565. So let's catch a nice trade. Let's not let that persuade us. Let's follow the rules. So see, I put this to 350. My personal day loss limit 350. Should not be more than that. So the macro, and there's 9 minutes in the macro. I guess we'll stay just to see, is it gonna run those highs like we expected? 9 minutes left of the macro, so we might as well just stay and see it if it goes. I think it will, but it's just so slow. Oh. Maybe PM session will be better. Yeah, so right now it will go down. The way I do it is right now we're at -5. So we're gonna take 2 more trades. So it depends. So we're gonna take, if as soon as this goes to -1,000, if it does, hopefully not, but if it does, then we are gonna risk 100 per trade. Just every trade 100. That's it. Period. Right now we're risking 200. So the first 1,000 I have, I'm gonna risk 200 because it wouldn't make sense to decrease it now, because then if I decrease it now, right, my wins are not going to be equal to my losses. They're going to be less. Because for example, today we lost 300, right? Tomorrow, if I just, okay, I'm going to risk 100 and I hit a 2-hour trade, I can't just decrease my risk like that, you know? My profit factor is going to be awful. So if you lose, you can't just immediately decrease your risk, right? You need to trade with the same risk for a good amount of trades to actually let the probabilities play out. Like the reason I'm risking 200 is because over the course of 10 trades, I shouldn't lose like 10 in a row, right? So I need to let those numbers play out. If I just lose and decrease my risk, well, all of a sudden my wins are going to be smaller than my losses, you know? So you have to like actually risk that amount for quite a bit of time. So for me, it's going to be like so tomorrow, hypothetically speaking, let's say we go tomorrow, we risk 200. First trade, we lose. Then we'll be at -765. We're gonna risk 200 for one more trade. And if we lose that one, then we'll just do 100 for the next 10. And then hopefully we'll have to play the drawdown game, try to get out of 100. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't want to be in drawdown that deep. I'd rather just keep risking 200. But we have 2 trades to give, you know, so we can make it happen for sure. We can make it happen. 5 minutes left in this macro. We'll stay for that and then probably call it there. It's not the most exciting day. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. 5 minutes left. So, yeah, probably not even gonna. I mean, I still think we'd run the buy side at least. 5 minute fair value gap. We could try this long on the paper just for fun. What am I doing, bro? All right. Should we go long on the paper? I'm gonna end the TikTok live because not much left to show here. So, anyone who tuned in on TikTok, appreciate you coming. I'll be live tomorrow, the exact same day. Today we learned quite a bit, so happy with that. Tomorrow, let's come back, follow the model, make this shit work. Appreciate you coming. Peace. I don't know. I don't know, Dragon. I literally titled it that I'm live on YouTube, but paper account trade, guys. Paper account trade. Wow, this is like one. This is still one mini risk. That's so good. This is one mini and only 200. There, let's do it there. Oh, yes, already took the buy side. That's lame. There's an SMT there now. SMT like this. This is a paper account trade, by the way, guys. So if anyone sees this, I feel like I'm sure there's someone in here who just sits there and copy trades me. Don't do that, but especially don't do that right now. This is a paper account trade. I would never take this on a funded. Breaking every single rule. Just simply went long off the 5-minute fair value gap. Targeting the new day opening gap / previous day high. Expecting the last 3 minutes of the macro to deliver, but we've already wasted one of those minutes, almost 2 of those minutes in terms of delivering higher. Oh, did ES not tap the 5? No, it did. Oh, ES tapped the 5 and took the buy side already. I mean, if it works for them, but if it does work for them, it's probably for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. I just have a temptation to, like, you know, anyone else or just me? You just want to go in like max on the paper. I mean, for the most part, we've actually been trading this paper like fairly real. If we get the order block here, I'll add one and trail the stop. Revert, revert, revert. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Well, we couldn't even win on the paper account, guys. All right, let's put this in the journal. So this part of the journal is called Aftermath. We're gonna put everything that happened. So 9:30 open. So you come here, put this in the chart. This is everything that happened New York session. So now we'll go to the journal. I'll show you guys the journal. So trade 1, same entry, low risk inversion market. We didn't actually have the inversion market, so that's the entry model protocol. And psychology checklist are the rules we broke. We entered on the buy side rate. We saw the 1-minute breaker, but never inverse the lower time frame. We did not move during the macro. ES, the weaker asset, did not give a setup. This is a new rule for me. The big red flag. The weaker asset should be giving you a bearish fair value gap. So everything filled out in the journal. You come here, we're going to put in the same aftermath chart. Yeah, pretty much. So we shorted in the macro. Pretty much it. Pretty much it. It was a low risk entry that we were going for. Tuesday, October 22. Oh, these are my notes. So now that I put this note here, I'll see this and know, okay, a little impatient on this day, a couple of seconds and cost me a bad trade. Also added a new rule. Remember this rule. So how do I know what the new rule is? It's in here in my notes. I'll come here and see. There it is, 2 L's. We paid the price. But it's all good. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll try to follow the model 100%. And we'll be good. We will be good. I don't need buy and sell buttons here. We need them here. All right, guys. Appreciate everyone coming to the live. See you, buddy. I'm gonna be heading out too. Go make some breakfast. Yeah, be back live tomorrow. We got this shit in the bag, boys. Got this shit in the bag. Peace. Appreciate everyone coming through. Take care, boys.